Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Tormented Soul on Xbox. So, Tormented Souls is a classic survival horror game, reminiscing back to those classics such as Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Alone in the Dark. And if you know me, you know I love these type of games. Now, I prefer my Resident Evils with those good old chunky tank controls and fixed camera angles. It's never really sat with me since they changed it to the more modern, like first person and the behind the shoulder gameplay. Now, I'm not saying the games are bad; they're all pretty decent, barring Resi 6. But to me, it just wasn't the sort of game I wanted to play. I wanted to play the classic sort of tanky based gameplay that I loved from Resident Evil, Dino Crisis, etc. So being able to play a game like this on a modern console is amazing. I absolutely loved it. So this was originally released onto the store on the 7th of the 9th, 2021, and it's developed by Dual Effect Games and Abstract Digital, and it's published by PQube Limited. Now, the basic story is it's very old school. It feels like a 90s game. Um, you play as a woman called Caroline Walker who's hunting for missing twin girls in this creepy abandoned mansion, and basically you get this letter from these twin girls. You go to this mansion. As you get there, you get smacked on the head or something like that, knocked out, and then you wake up naked in a bath, and you've got one eye missing. So you're like, oh shit, what's going on? And then that's basically it. It throws you straight into the deep end with it. So the plot is a bit cheesy at times. The dialogue is great. It is very cheesy, but it works. It feels like an old school Resident Evil game, and I'm all for it. Like the old school Resident Evil and the Silent Hill games. It's got that sort of slightly stilted dialogue, but I like it. Now the graphics are really good. Like I said, the characters look a bit ropey at times, and slightly off, but the environments are fantastic, very detailed. Lighting's great, looks fantastic, and the enemies, like I say, there's a really cool variation to all the monsters, etc. Really, really cool. Now, like I say, this does play like the old school games with the fixed camera angles and the sort of tanky controls, but they have been slightly modernised for obviously modern consoles, and obviously it has improved some of the issues from those old games over the years, but it's not a revolution. It's just to me played like a Resident Evil game, a classic Resident Evil game. Now, combat wise, like I say, if you don't like the fixed camera angles and stuff like that, you might not like this game. But I think it adds to the scare factor to it. It adds to the difficulty factor. And like I say, early on in the game, you get this like nail gun, and that's your sort of main weapon to begin with in the game. But sometimes the enemies can be a bit of a sponge for the nails, especially if you're not aiming at them particularly well. Now, this game also includes a load of puzzles, classic puzzles that work really, really well, very much reminiscent of these old school horror games. So I highly recommend you check it out. It's just really good. Like I say, I'm surprised at how good it is, and it really gives me the feels in the inside from not playing like a classic Resident Evil game in such a long time. It's nice to see a game with like modernized graphics, with the environments looking so good, but also playing like a classic game that I grew up with and loved as a kid. Now, there's obviously it's not a perfect game. Like I say, it's a bit ropey with some of the character looks, and but the story is really good. But there are a lack of save points. I do think the saves could have been a bit more frequent, but like I say, it's not the end of the game. And like I say, overall, this game is a solid sort of 8 out of 10 from me. For like a smaller budget game, you can't go wrong with it. Like I say, it's just exudes horror all over, and I love it. Now it's priced at $16.99. It's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, and it does support smart delivery. So check it out. It's available right now, and it's called Tormented Souls. We'll see you soon for more videos, guys. Bye for now.